Well, this time of year, you tend to see light bulbs on a Christmas tree or outside on the house. The last place you should ever find a bulb is in your dog's stomach, like this one. Unfortunately, it's not uncommon for your home holiday decor to end up wreaking havoc on your pet's stomach. So joining us now to help pet parents avoid that very scenario is Dr. Sunny Ruth. She's a veterinarian at Victory Bark in Dallas. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
So I bet you've seen some gnarly things at your clinic, and particularly this time of year. So I'm wondering,
this time of year is very interesting.
what are the wildest things you've seen?
Well, as you showed the image with the dog with the light bulb in his stomach, that's always an exciting one. They want to be helpers, but sometimes they don't always help us out in the ways that we need them to. So yeah, Christmas ornaments are definitely things that we see in these guys' stomachs. They try to, it's bright, it's sparkly, they want to swallow it.
They're attracted to it and they go right for it.
Yes, they're attracted.
So in a scenario like that, what should you do if you notice that a bulb is missing and your dog may have consumed it?
Some things we encourage them to potentially induce vomiting, but if you suspect that it's been an ornament or a glass or anything that could be potentially harmful to the GI tract, best thing is to just bring them in and let us take an x-ray of them right away, because obviously something like the light bulb in that, if it shatters inside, it could cause a lot of damage. So surgical removal is usually the best thing, and if we can catch them early on before they've had that chance to cause any problems, it's best.
Let's talk about the plants now, because folks love to bring in the poinsettias and the holly and the mistletoe, but this actually isn't really good if the cats or dogs ingest them, right?
Right. If they nibble on them, the leaves, the flowering parts of them, they can definitely cause some GI upset. Lots of vomiting, lots of diarrhea, can lead to lethargy, and make these guys pretty sick. And of course, the more they consume or the smaller the pet is, proportionally, the more toxic the plants can be.
So in that case, what should you do? Is there something to feed them to sort of help counter whatever active ingredient in the plants is making them feel sick?
A lot of times we can get them through this with supportive care. If they're having too severe of GI upset, a lot of nausea, vomiting, loose stools, things like that, they can get very dehydrated, have electrolyte imbalances. So we need to maintain the fluid therapy and get those balances back under control, stop the symptoms and everything, and get those stomachs nice and happy again.
Okay, and we talked about this with the light bulbs, them being flashy, the pets liking them.
Yes.
Tinsel, I didn't realize could be so dangerous. You put it up on the tree, it looks great, it ends up falling to the ground, but how can that be harmful?
If they swallow a long section of the tinsel, it can actually get stuck in the intestines, and sometimes it can even bind the intestines up, almost like an accordion effect, and perforate the intestines and lead to really serious,
even though potentially they're so thin?
Even though they're thin, it gets stringy and it just binds it right up, almost like a drawstring type of effect.
Wow.
So we need to get those things out of there as quickly as possible.
That is scary, you certainly do.
Very
okay,
scary.
well, so as we get closer to maybe New Year's and we're celebrating with the noisemakers, we know that those can actually really scare our pets, right?
Definitely. Noisemakers are, with the poppers and fireworks and all those kinds of things, are almost as bad as 4th of July. With these pets that are noise phobic, can cause a lot of stress, anxiety, can almost cause them to be sometimes self-destructive or destructive to their environment, their kennels or crates, or even the rooms that they're confined in. And even relatives, noisy children and rowdy relatives and stuff that they're not used to when the whole family gets together, can be a little stressful on everybody. So those that we know have some of those sensitivities, maybe trying to keep them in a quieter room and kind of desensitize them a little bit.
And very quickly, foods and drinks. We may want to treat them this time of year, but what should we really stay away from?
Of course, we should stay away from the things that can be potentially toxic, like chocolates, alcohol, anything caffeinated. So those wonderful hot cocoa drinks, or even the little chocolate martinis that we like this time of year, aren't really the best things for them. Can also cause a lot of toxicities, again, GI upset, nausea. Some of the chocolate things can be potentially fatal, cause some seizures, comatose type syndromes or symptoms. And
really keep a close eye on them while you're partying, which might be tough to do. Dr. Ruth, thank you so much for some really solid tips. Really appreciate you stopping by this afternoon.
Thank you.
And when we come back, it may be looking like the holidays in your house.